recruits who have not graduated the academy yet. What was their net in 22? Do you know that?
I don't know the number total. I can get that for you, though.
If you would, that'd be appreciated.
Okay.
And just clarity on the fleet. So it's very clear on the aviation fleet. We've got 4 coming in, but on the city fleet, over here you've got 1 pumper, but then they kind of branch out and you're showing 1, 2, and 1 at different months. So what is the total amount of pumpers?
That's different arrivals, anticipated arrivals. There are a total of 4 engines that are in production right now, with 1 ladder in production. And we've started the procurement process to get an additional 3 engines and 3 ladders.
And so in production already are 4 engines and the 1 TDA.
Yes.
And then plus we have the legislation that just passed, so to get 6 more apparatus on the way here.
Correct.
And what is that? I hear these, you said the ETA is October, so those already built?
So the ETAs we have, when we go into contract with them, they give us a date, and so they give us a production date. The engines, I believe the production date was 220 days. And so they're on the assembly line and they're working on those now. And so that 220 day that is agreed to in the contract is the date that's listed out to the side. The ladder, of course, obviously that one's gonna take a little longer. And so that's why you end up with the October date. I'd have to go back to the contract and see what the build cycle was. I think it was 440 days for that ladder. And so out to the side, you will see the anticipated arrival of that equipment.
And it's probably spelled out on the individual pieces of legislation, but on the city side, out of these, the 11 apparatus we have on the way, what are the makes of those?
What is the what, I'm sorry?
The brand.
Spartan. Spartan.
Okay.
Yes.
On the EMS Station 37, we've talked about this offline before, but do we have an exact kind of go live date on getting those quick units and the 2 ambulances running out of that station?
So the quick units will go live as soon as we get the staffing in place. The ambulances will be shortly to follow. We're anticipating, if we can stay on schedule with the 2 things, the hiring of the personnel, as well as the ribbon cutting of the station, then that station will formally open and start transporting.
And how will the staffing of that station be structured? Will it be all EMTs? Will it be like a supervising paramedic, or? A
mixture of EMTs and paramedics. The goal is to provide advanced level care on both ambulances.
Thank you, Chief. That is all the questions I have. And I don't think my colleagues have any more, so much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll now move on to our consent agenda. We only have 1 item as a favorable claim, so I'll make a motion to approve that item. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Boone. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
5 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable. We have a number of adverse claims recommended for adverse. I will make a motion to adverse all unfavorable claims, items 2 through 33. Is there a second? Second by Vice Chair Amos. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
5 yeas, 0 nays. Those items are adverse. We do not have any first reads, so we'll move on to our regular agenda ordinances for second reading. 23-0-1068.
An ordinance by Councilmember Liliana Battiari to repeal Ordinance 22-0-1682, amending Chapter 10, Article 2, Section 10-92 of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances, which provided an exemption from the distance requirements listed in Section 10-881 to allow a package store license to sell malt beverages and/or wine for an establishment located at 215 Chester Avenue, Southeast Atlanta, Georgia, 30316, and for the purposes.
Member Bakhtiari.
Councilmember
You have 10
Hillis. Oh,
seconds.
15 seconds, thank you. I'm honestly shocked that you left my mic on. Thank you for that, too. This is an ordinance that is just limiting an alcohol licensing to the vendor that is operating out of the space and not the building. We want to make sure that the alcohol license is non-transferable. So this will just be limited to the vendor that'll be operating out of that space instead of the actual address.
Approval?
All good with this, right?
Approval. Yes, the Department of Law has reviewed this and has no concerns.
I will second Councilmember Boone's motion to approve. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
5 yeas, 0 nays. This item is approved. Thank you, Councilmember Bakhtiari.
Thank you.
23-0-1069.
An ordinance by Councilmember Jason Winston to amend Chapter 10, Article 2, Sections 10-92B of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances so as to provide an exemption from the distance requirements listed in Section 10-88.1 for package stores licensed to sell malt beverages and/or wine for an establishment located at 891 Cherokee Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia, 30315, and for the purposes.
All right, we do have a substitute to this item, I believe, but it does not change the caption, so I'll make a motion to bring the substitute forward. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Boone. Please prepare the vote on the substitute.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. The substitute is before us. I will make a motion to approve on substitute. Is there a second? Councilmember Lewis is the seconder. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
Yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable. Moving on to resolutions. We are going to skip item number 3 because we need to have an executive session on that item. So we will move to item number 4, which my understanding is that is 22R3098. We were supposed to receive a substitute, but still have not.
I have not, Mr. Chair.
So I will make a motion to hold that item. Is there a second? Second by Vice Chair Amos.
I will read this caption in. A resolution by council members Amir Faroki, Michael Julian Bond, Matt Westmoreland, Keisha Sean Waits, Jason Winston, Byron D. Amos, Jason Dozier, Liliana Bakhtiari, Alex Wan, Howard Shook, Mary Norwood, Dustin Hillis, Andrea L. Boone, Marcy Collier Overstreet, and Antonio Lewis, authorizing the City of Atlanta to donate American Rescue Plan Act funds to the Atlanta Police Foundation to support the Community Safety Housing Program for sworn police, fire, and corrections personnel in a total amount not to exceed $500,000.00, authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a donation agreement with APF to authorize the chief financial officer to make all payments from the accounts listed herein and for the purposes.
All right, the motion is made by me, seconded by Vice Chair Amos to hold this item. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is held. Item number 5. It's the only, other than the one we're having an executive session on, this is the only settlement, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, go ahead and read that item in. 23R3138.
A resolution by Public Safety and Legal Administration Committee authorizing the settlement of all claims against defendant City of Atlanta in the case of John Youngs, City of Atlanta Civil Action File Number 2017 CV 298459, pending in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, in the amount of $40,000.00, authorizing the settlement amount to be charged to and paid from the account numbers listed herein, authorizing the Chief Financial Officer to distribute the settlement amount and for the purposes.
Make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Vice Chair Amos. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable. Moving on to item number 6, 23R3139.
A resolution by Public Safety and Legal Administration Committee authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into Amendment Number 1 to add additional funding and scope to the contract and to exercise the first renewal option for FC 9447 Online Investigation Services on behalf of APD with Formulytics LLC on behalf of the Atlanta Police Department for a term of 1 year, effective from February 2nd, 2023 through February 1st, 2024, in an amount not to exceed $250,000.00. All contracted work will be charged to and paid from the Fund Department organization and count numbers listed herein and for the purposes.
Make a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second by Councilmember Norwood. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable. Item number 723R 3140.
A resolution by Public Safety and Legal Administration Committee authorizing the mayor and the chief of Atlanta Fire Rescue Department to enter into renewal number 1 of contract SPS 1200607 AFRD Online Training Management System Special Procurement Agreement to provide online annual firefighting and medical certification on behalf of Atlanta Fire Rescue Department with contractor Target Solutions Learning LLC, effective February 6, 2023 through February 5, 2024, in an amount not to exceed $79,695.00 annually for the purpose of providing subscription to the online learning and record management system and for the purposes.
Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Chair Amos. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable. Other than our executive session item, I believe that concludes our legislative agenda. We don't have any items coming off of held.
Correct, Mr. Chair.
And so we need to read this in before an executive session, correct, Ms. Robinson? Okay, if you'll go ahead and read in item 323R 3085.
A resolution by Councilmember Dustin Hillis authorizing the settlement of all claims against the defendants in the case of Rhonda Barkin, a sole heir and administratrix of the estate of Daniel James Barkin, deceased, versus City of Atlanta, civil action file number 16A61663, State Court of DeKalb County, in the amount of $3,350,000.00, authorizing said amount to be paid from the account numbers listed herein, authorizing the Chief Financial Officer to distribute the total settlement amount and for the purposes.
All right. I will make a motion. We enter into executive session to discuss pending litigation. Second by Councilmember Lewis. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is approved, and we will enter into executive session in our conference room. Thank you.
The vote is open. Please vote. The vote is closed.
Yeas, 0 nays. We have closed our executive session. We've already read item number 3 in, so I will make a motion that we approve this on condition that we receive an update from ATL DOT on the street improvement project's status along DeKalb Avenue. Is there a second? Councilmember Boone, second. Please prepare the vote.
The vote is open. The vote is closed.
6 yeas, 0 nays. That item is favorable on condition. That completes our legislative agenda, colleagues. Any questions, comments, well wishes? All right, we will stand adjourned by unanimous consent of members present.